Okay, whenever you're ready.
We're gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Mrs. Metropolis. Absent, Mrs. Butler.
Here.
Crowe.
Here.
Mrs. Campbell.
Here.
Katina.
Here.
Mrs. Perkins. Absent, Mrs. Schroeder.
Here. Let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go stand and head over there.
Okay. Introduction of guests.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out to Reed Lawn, even though we've already started our summer vacation. We love to have this time together tonight because it is a celebration of our third trimester of the work our students did to be able to really do well academically. And I always say, to me, this is the hardest semester or trimester to get here because we have so many other things going on, whether we play sports or we're in clubs, or we do both. We're just ready for summer to start. I think it's a testament to our students for working hard and staying focused. So I really want to congratulate you, and we'll do a lot of clapping, but I think you should give yourself a round of applause right now. Great job. Comments their different buildings to come up and present their awards, and we'd like to read everyone's name so that they're recognized even if they were unable to come. And I know it is now soccer season and baseball season and softball season, so we have a lot of people who aren't able to make it, but we still want to recognize that. So I am going to ask Finley Junior High to come on up first. We're going to read those names, and if you can come up and we'll take a picture.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see everybody in Sacramento, George said. Just a huge congratulations to all the students. It's always fun to get you guys here at the end of the year and celebrate you one last time. We are going to start here with our 8th grade students. So when we call your name, if you can come on up and then just make your way right there by Dr. Thorns. First, Liliana Damara. James Milan. Jaden Hernandez. And Levine Mana. They're already excited and ready to go for high school, so that's where they are. All right, now 7th grade students, Stella Butcher. Olivia Dominic. Henning Jaber. Takir Khalil. Isabella Camosa. Naima Lowry Jackson. Claire Williams. Nana Mahmoud. And then Liliana Martinez. Now, Mrs. Basie will announce our 6th grade students. Kareem Abdallah. Ramsey Ahmed. Mohammed Al-Bashabi. Violet Bogard. Amaria Brooks. Alexa Ciceres. Manuel Chavez. Zechariah Pala. Indra Anshul Kata. Amir Namavi.
Julia Louise. Alexander Reyes. Elsie Sarka. Adrian Caputo. And Tamara Rudy.
All right. You just gonna slide over, or are you gonna be good there? I would like to call Dr. King and Mrs. Geyer to present recent for their awards.
Jacob Diamia Rojas. Brianna Robinson. Owen Hens. Martina Russell. Yazin Belha. Alexander Acosta. Mahmoud Abassi. Benjamin Dominia. Nathan Nietus. Obeda Abushara. Todd Powell. Alexander Okan. And Amelia Zagata. And now for our fifth graders, Ms. Sawyer Rush. Ellie Zeiger. Emily Galubi. Maddox Moy. Georgia Steer. Alejandro Vieira Ruiz. Caleb McDaniel Hackett. Ben Dominia. And Elena Potter.
If you guys want to take a step up to about right here. Perfect. Congratulations, everyone. Last, we can't wait to recognize Vince Long, we have Mrs. Satara, and Mrs. Casper, to that them with their awards.
Good evening, everyone. We have perfect attendance tonight. We are proud to recognize 5 students, and we saw them all walking in today. So thank you for coming back to be recognized tonight. In 4th grade, we have Robbie Flavier. Congratulations to Layton Mansour. And our 5th graders that are off to the junior high before we know it, Ella Hussein. Megan Jaber. And Jacqueline.
Congratulations, everyone. We would like to once again congratulate everyone on their hard work and looking forward to them enjoying their summers and coming back, and we hope to see every single one of you for the first trimester here to celebrate once again. For our families, we're going to continue with our board meeting. You're more than welcome to stick around and hear about budgets and curriculum planning, or if you really want to go on and enjoy the beautiful weather, you can do that also. So thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a good evening and a wonderful summer. We'll see you in August.
Thank you.
And I do have something to say for the consent agenda once you started.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda 3.0.
Yes, so normally we go ahead and approve the consent agenda. I did want to point out one thing. We have our student handbook and discipline code, which our committee worked very hard on. They've really stepped up their game the last couple years, and we're actually going to be working to put this in an even easier format to read online. Right now, it's just a downloadable 54-page PDF, so they'll be able to kind of click on things and get to what they need to. The one area I had Mr. Schroeder call, I think it's a really good suggestion. Under our cell phone usage, we do say that it is allowed if it's in their IEP for different reasons, but it should also be included for the 504 plan for medical reasons. So that's the one adjustment that we're going to make from this. So with that change, I would recommend that we approve the rest of the consent agenda. So we'll just need a motion.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Lerner. Aye. Mrs. Burrows. Aye. Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Schroeder. Aye. And Mrs. Bogan.
Aye. 4.0 Superintendent's Report.
Yes, so last one, the last big one of the year, we did our enrollment, and this month it totaled 1,507 students. This is typically a time that we have seen a lot of families leave for the last couple weeks and maybe travel overseas. We did not see that as much this year. This is an increase of 76 students over this time last year. That is a significant increase. I know we're continuing to look at different class sizes. I know just over at Ridge Central, we had a couple of fifth graders come in. We are now at 28, 28, and 27. That is where our cap is at 28. So those are things we continue to watch for all summer. But we are definitely not hurting for students. So it's nice to see all of them, but we also have to make sure we're putting our things and our space where it needs to be. So our 4.2, our vacant positions and possible staffing needs. We still are looking for a bilingual teacher over at Ridge Lawn. We're still looking for special ed over at Central and Finley, as well as an ELA teacher at Finley. We've actually had some pretty good interviews. Unlike the last couple of years, if we had a last second resignation, we were like not even getting anyone. We're just trying to make sure that we find the right fit for our students here in our community. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks, we'll be able to tell you, hey, we filled these and we're looking to approve those positions as well. Our complaint managers are lucky enough. Again, I would like to appoint Carrie Hilligan and Kathy Picciolini. It's why they come to work every day. But they will be, I'm recommending we put them in that role for the 25-26 school year. Also in your packet is our community mailer. This is our second year that we've done this. It's 4 pages. We really try to make a focus this time of highlighting students. And that's what people want to see. They want to see what the kids are doing in the buildings and what we are doing with tax dollars. And I think we did a nice job of showing them that in this mailer. We anticipate that it is going to be mailed out this week. It's completed and there is a copy of that in your packet. So looking forward to getting the feedback. If you hear anything from your neighbors, maybe we're especially trying to target those who don't have kids in the district, because those who do usually receive a lot of communication from us throughout the year. So if you hear any feedback, please let us know. And then for my other, just wanted to give a shout out to the PTA. Last Thursday, they hosted their end of the year bash here at Ridge Lawn. Really, really well attended. There was lines well before it started. We had, I don't know, 3 or 4 jump houses. We had face painters. We had the very popular dunk tank of staff members. I know some of you were able to be here and walk around, but the hardest part of the night was getting people to stop getting in line, which is always a good sign. We left probably an hour after it ended and there were still hundreds of people in the field playing soccer and playing at the park. And I mean, that's what getting ready for summer is all about. So that was really, really nice to see in the community. So great job by the PTA. We actually will have a new board next year. They held elections a couple of weeks ago. Ms. Garcia will continue as the vice president, but all 3 other people are new. So excited to see what they want to continue and what new ideas they have. So that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Thorns. 5.0 curriculum report.
Yes, the spring NWEA data. You should have in your packet the district summary report from the spring, including the spring data. If you remember, this document shows the goldish orange diamond is what was projected growth based on NWEA. The blue bar is what our students actually performed. So I'm very proud to say that in math, our scores from fall to spring went from the 45th percentile in achievement to the 54th percentile in achievement. So we had 9 percentile achievement points growth from fall to spring, which is unbelievable. I truly believe this has a lot to do with the buildings and all the work the administrators have been doing directly with their teachers through district math leadership team work. We talk a lot about MCMI, the math coaches, they held collaboration days where they met with their grade level teachers. They looked at assessments, they looked at data, they had conversations about what can we do as educators to better support our students in math classrooms and in learning. So a lot of that has changed this year. And so I believe that the data is a direct result of the work that the administrators have done directly with their teachers. As we anticipated, we do see a drop in the ELA, the reading and language arts data in the NWEA. We believe that that's that implementation dip, which we do anticipate more than likely being about 3 years. But what I will like the board, I do want the board to know is that after talking with administrators, after talking with teachers, of all different grade levels, of all different, specialized co-teachers of EL, special education, general education. Though NWEA data dropped, they have seen a huge improvement in the students' ability and stamina for reading grade level text and their stamina and amount, quantity, and quality of writing over the years. From our kindergarten all the way up to our 8th grade, teachers are reporting that they are seeing such an improvement based on the curriculum resources and the instruction. So I anticipate us seeing a growth in the data, but unfortunately it didn't align at this point. But again, they all reported that same thing. If you asked and stopped any one of them, they would report the same thing. And I'm confident that our administrators would say the same as well. Those common assessments that are happening in the classroom are showing from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, large improvement in student understanding and learning of grade level standards. So we'll continue to monitor, as we always do. We continue to talk about data all the time. We also will look at, we have what I would call preliminary scores from IAR data. Unfortunately, it's not presented in the best fashion, so we can't do much with it yet. We probably won't get any of that information until the fall when we typically do. But it'll be nice to see if that assessment, which was given in the spring, shows any growth from year to year trend data that we've had over the last several years. Any questions on that?
Good job.
Thanks. That sounded a good job to me. 5.2, the 25-26 professional development plan. So the biggest thing and goal that we want to accomplish for this year is that we want all staff members in Chicago Ridge School District to understand and know that they are the learner also. We want our educators, ourselves as administrators included, to know that they there's opportunities for professional development that support them in the classroom to support their teachers. And that's one thing that we want to make sure that all of our professional development, whether it be a staff meeting, an early dismissal, or an institute day next year, aligns to, but then it also aligns to school improvement plans. And that was something we talked at the leadership meeting this afternoon. We talked about ensuring that our professional development aligns to our school improvement plan. So what are the needs at the building, at the teacher, at the grade level, at the content level, and then creating improvement plans that then have professional development aligned to it. We have heard from our teachers that they want more collaboration time, they want more choice-based time, so we want to incorporate those in certain ways, ensuring that every person is getting what they need, but that they also have a choice or a voice in it. And so getting that feedback from them was very important, but then also making sure that everything we do aligns to what we need to be able to accomplish moving forward. Any questions on it? I also want to share that we do have, we're very excited. Next year, we'll be rolling out some professional development and some work towards artificial intelligence, AI, which you've probably heard is out there in the world, but in education, the educational world. It's definitely in our hands and our students' hands. So we want to make sure that we are prepared for supporting our students and our staff with that. So we'll be doing some professional development and some work towards building some expectations and guidance and supporting everyone around artificial intelligence. And then we are preparing a book study next year for our paraprofessionals. So we've been working in collaboration with the Press Union and have found a paraprofessional handbook for inclusive classrooms that next year the special education department will be facilitating a book study on early dismissals with the district-wide paraprofessionals that will align really to what is a paraprofessional, what is their role, but then also what is special education, what is inclusivity, what are different types of disabilities and how do we support them, and how do they do their jobs to the best of their ability. So it's a wonderful book that goes through 10 different chapters that really build that foundation of understanding of what is a paraprofessional in an inclusive classroom, which is what our classrooms are.
Did you say what was the title of the book?
The title is The Paraprofessionals Handbook for an Inclusive Classroom. I'm sorry, here. The Paraprofessional Handbook for Effective Support in Inclusive Classrooms. Yeah, and I do have copies if anyone on the board would like to look through them or read through them or flip through them or have it read it. You're welcome. I definitely have copies.
I think we're gonna pause it. All right, we wanted to recognize one more student from Ridge Central this evening. Doing a great job for the third trimester. So I'm gonna have Dr. King. Read that one off.
And then 5.3, I do have another. I just wanted to make sure the board knew today was the first day of summer school. We hosted here at Ridge Lawn. And as every year prior, the excitement and the just engagement of the students is just by far amazing, especially coming right off of the last day of school, right into summer school. We do have currently an enrollment of 75 students. This is exactly the same as last year. Unfortunately, today our attendance was only at 46 students, with a lot of parents saying that they had forgotten that it started today. So every student that was not in attendance today got a phone call from their building secretary or office clerk to remind them that summer school did start. But busing went well. We had served breakfast to the students. I walked into every single classroom. I think a majority of our administrators did the same. So though the class sizes were rather small today, all of those students from incoming kindergartners all the way up into 8th grade were very, very excited to be here. And I will say once again, our 6th through 8th grade class this year and last year, we combined together to put 2 co-teachers today. They had the best attendance out of every other grade once again. So.
And I forget, do we do that all in one building or do we, is everyone in their home?
No, it's all in one building, one house in one building. Yep.
Yeah, we usually do that just based on summer projects and trying to find the best fit.
Thank you, Mrs.
And
McNabb.
I'm gonna pretend it's her other, but I forgot to do it in my other.
Mhm.
We had talked as a board about our admin kind of sharing what has been going well and maybe some things that they're working on. So I'd like to continue that. And I'm gonna ask them to share kind of what ended great this year and something they're working. I don't know Jeff wants to go first.
Celebrate the completion of our graduation ceremony in the class of 2025. They were a great group. I think in my 15 years here, it's been the highest attended with the staff at Richards High School. And again, thanks to 218 and Richards High School for all the work they do in helping us do that. But yeah, it was just a great send off, a great class, and a great celebration to end the year.
That's something we're looking forward to. We're going to be partnering with the Chicago Ridge Police Department and a grant that they received for like vaping and I guess substance abuse, if you want to call that. They're kind of been partnering with Megan as well on looking at some resources to bring into the schools. That would be for teachers, for students, potentially even for parents as well. So.
Thank you.
Like preventative, not how to.
Yeah. They have enough of those on TikTok.
Yeah.
So, mhm.
One thing that we were really excited about at the end of the year, we ended with our 5th grade celebration assembly. So on the very last day of school, it started with a clap in with all the other students. So they lined the hallways as the 5th graders came in. Parents and families were in the gym already. And then we were just able to recognize the kids for all the great things they did this year, from kids in band to patrollers to achievement awards and presidential awards and all kinds of things. We had 3 students share their reflections on Ridge Central and favorite memories, which was really sweet. And then we were also able to honor Lisa Hammond on her very last day before she retired. So it was a really nice way to end the school year. They were able to go into the MPR at the end and take pictures with their friends and teachers and things like that. So it was a really nice way to end on.
And something we've been working on is scheduling conflict. We had not a ton of plan time with our co-teachers this year. So we're making sure our schedule is built for them to have common plan time. So it's not a stretch or something difficult for them to do. And even more so, CrossCat or news fed programming didn't have common plan time with the related service team, which we found out was a huge area of growth we needed. So next year we created a schedule where they're able to once a week plan with the related service team to really make sure we're honing in our kiddos' needs and what we can do better.
Thank you, guys.
Central, it was a fantastic.
We're transferring you your last year.
Are unified and have their shared time, but also their team time. And then also making sure that that additional special education teacher also has that common plan time working with the 2 grade levels that they'll be working with. So as excited as it is, now it's like, where's the classroom? Where's the furniture? How do we get that in the schedule? So the steps that come.
And we always laugh. I mean, everyone says, oh, you get the summer off. And that I will say this group works harder as soon as the kids are out, if it's possible to work harder. They just get to do it all day instead of getting called out 50 times to go do other things. So I know they'll be getting it all done before July 1. So, okay.
Thank you for your reports. 6.0, what everybody's been waiting for.
Okay, thank you.
School business reports.
6.1 is just a little update on our summer projects. At the beginning of the school year, we approved the budget for 3 projects, and the first one was actually already done. The plumbing upgrades was very successful, and that happened over spring break. The board will be asked to approve full payment of that later in the meeting. The second one is the building controls system over at Ridge Central, and that did start yesterday, and that is going to be a lengthy project that will be anticipating going through early August. And then the last project is some concrete work we're having over at Ridge Lawn that will be scheduled later in the week to begin. And then the other half of that project is seal coating and striping of all our parking areas, and that will not start until after summer school. So around June 30th, that will start. And you'll see payments, partial payments for those included in your board packet. And the classroom, the final classrooms for both Ridge Central and Ridge Lawn are scheduled to arrive between June 30th and July 7th. And then 6.2 is our amended FY25 budget. And it's really, really small, but I'm going to read it to you. Last month we presented, and it is also in your board packet. We presented to the board and to the community our amended budget for FY25. And since that meeting, I did do a couple of adjustments to work on expenses. There are no changes to the tentative amendment that was presented for revenue. And right now, we were looking at a final budget of sources of revenue, which is our revenue is $29,355,000. Our budgeted uses of funds is $29,202, which is projected to give us an ending fund balance of $31,393,890. And the board will be asked to have that public hearing and approve that budget. Any questions on either summer projects or the budget? Okay, thank you.
into play at all at the building?
You know, a good question. Their work is continuing and Wes, our maintenance engineer, was going to reach out to that. Because his concern obviously is if they are tearing up the concrete work, we would never want to do the asphalt and seal coating prior. So we will make sure that doesn't happen. Thank you.
Okay, 7.0. This new business, public hearing on the FY 2025 amended budget for Chicago Ridge School District 127.5. I am opening the hearing at 7:08 PM. Is there anyone who would like to address the board regarding the FY 25 amended budget for Chicago Ridge School District 127.5? Is there anyone who would like to address the board regarding the FY 25 amended budget for Chicago Ridge School District 127.5? Is there anyone who would like to address the board regarding the FY 25 amended budget for Chicago Ridge School District 127.5? Hearing is now closed at 7:09. Potential board action, 8.2, potential board action to approve amended budget for FY 25.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Flamme.
Aye.
Mrs. Rose. Aye. Mrs. Rose.
Aye.
Mrs. Butler.
Aye. 8.3, public hearing to approve permanent transfer of funds from the Education Fund to Operations and Maintenance Fund. I am opening the hearing at 7:09 PM. Is there anyone who would like to address the board regarding the permanent transfer of $800,000 from the Education Fund to the Operations and Maintenance Fund? I ask again, is there anyone who would like to address the board regarding the permanent transfer of $800,000 from the Education Fund to the Operations and Maintenance Fund? Final request, is there anyone who would like to address the board regarding the permanent transfer of $800,000 from the Education Fund to the Operations and Maintenance Fund? Hearing is now closed at 7:10 PM. No, yeah. Okay, 8.4, potential board action to approve a resolution authorizing the permanent transfer of $800,000 from the Education Fund to the Operations and Maintenance Fund.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Rose.
Aye.
Mrs. Butler.
Aye. 8.5, potential board action to approve a resolution authorizing transfer of $900,000 from the Ed Fund to the Capital Projects Fund. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Grove. Aye. Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Butler.
Aye. 8.6, potential board action to appoint a scope representative and alternate.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, SCOPE is our organization that lobbies for us down in Springfield for public education. It is typically during the day, and I know Mrs. Grove was appointed the rep last year and Mrs. Petropoulos was the alternative. Unless someone else really wants it, I would recommend we go with the same.
Here. Sounds good.
Okay, all right, so
Can I have a motion? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Lamb.
Aye.
Mrs. Bergen. Oh, Henson, I'm sorry. Mrs. Grove. Aye. Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Butler.
Aye. 8.7, potential board action to appoint an IASB delegate and alternate.
So this is our III conference downtown Chicago. Typically, the board president is the delegate and the vice president is the alternate. I do believe both are going this year, so that would be my recommendation unless the board wants to do something else. I'll second. And then Mr. Medina had the second.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl. Aye. Mrs. Schroeder. Aye. Mrs. Lano. Aye. And Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.8, potential board action to change the June 24th, 2025 study session to a special meeting.
Yeah, we were able to avoid May, but the June one, because of the number of people we have to approve for employment who want to make sure that they are going to be employed, when August starts, I recommend that we make this change.
Absolutely. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lano. Aye. Mrs. Earl.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.9, potential board action to approve payment to Crier and Olson Mechanical in the amount of $190,000 for plumbing upgrades.
And this is for the work that was done over spring break.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl. Aye. Mrs. Lano. Aye. Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
And Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.10, potential board action to approve payment to Integrated Control Technologies LLC in the amount of $32,767 for building control upgrades at Ridge Central.
And this is the very, very small amount they've been able to complete before the project kicks off very soon, and it will be a big project. So I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Lano. Aye. Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl. Aye. Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.11, potential board action to approve payment to Construction Solutions of Illinois in the amount of $130,438.93 for final addition and renovation work done at all three schools and door repair.
Yeah, so this is the project that was started basically during COVID, where they built the foyer out, or the, what do you call it? The empty space, no, it's not courtyard. Someone finally said it, courtyard. The additional space by the garage at Central and the additional classrooms at Finley. So when you have a big project, unfortunately, this is very typical where 2 years out, you're finally finished. Everything is crossed off. So this is the final payment. I'll second.
Aye. Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl. Aye. Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.12, potential board action to approve payment to Matson School District 162 in the amount of $47,371.28 for 24-25 kitchen hosting fees per terms as stated in the intergovernmental agreement.
You need to add, Kath?
If you remember, we are in an agreement with Matson. Our food service program actually utilizes their kitchen to prepare our food. So that cost is not built into our food service vendor. So we've made an agreement to pay Matson per meal. So this amount is not 100%, but we wanted to capture the majority of the cost in the current year.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl. Aye. Mrs. Lano.
Aye.
Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.13, potential board action to authorize administration to prepare and submit an application for the community-oriented policing services school violence prevention program grants.
So this is better known as the COPS grant. This is the one, this will be our third year going for it. It's where we are hoping to get the swipes on the classroom, all interior doors, basically. 2 years ago, we used a grant writer. And then last year we did not. And this year we're going to use it again. So if we still don't get it, we're going to look like every other year because it does cost a substantial amount to use a grant writer. But there are changes from year to year. Most of them we can do ourselves, but we think it's wise to use one every other year. So
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Lano. Aye. Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl. Aye. Mrs. Leslie.
Aye. 8.14, potential board action to approve the usage of ad education staffing for additional employment needs.
Yeah, and this is one where we hope we don't ever have to use them, but better to have some options in case we get to that. It's a contractual group that seems to have better rates than most of them out there. So we don't have anyone right now that I'm aware of that's ready to go, but we do want to have it on there.
Can I have a motion?
I'll make motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Earl.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Aye, Mrs. Bojan.
Aye. 8.15, is there another?
Nope.
9.0 meeting reports, 9.1 other, 10.0 informational, 10.1 other. 11, opportunity for visitors to speak. 12.0 president's prerogative. Best of luck with summer school. I hope the attendance improves. I'm glad it's over here at Lawn. I hope everybody enjoys summer and you guys get the rest that you need and that, you know, the admin works their butt off for June and then does nothing for July. And hoping that our custodians and our maintenance staff and tech crew, they all get a lot of work done with nobody in the building bothering them. That's the hope. Okay, 13.0, adjourn to closed session.
Yes, we're doing that for the purpose of the discussion, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. However, a meeting to consider an increase in compensation of a specific employee of a public body that is subject to the local government wage increase Transparency Act may not be closed and shall be open to the public and posted and held in accordance with this act as defined in the Open Meetings Act, Section 2C1. The discussion of collective negotiating matters between the public body, its employees, or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees as described in Section 2C2. The purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel shall be acquired as defined in Section 2C5. The discussion of student disciplinary cases is defined in Section 2C2. The discussion of pending or probable and imminent litigation against, affecting, or on behalf of the district is defined in Section 2C11. And the discussion of minutes of prior meetings lawfully closed under the Open Meetings Act is defined in Section 2C21 for the purpose of review, approval, or release of such minutes. We will not have any security discussions during this meeting.
Okay, 7:19.
Second.
Mrs. Linville.
Aye.
Mr. Burrow.
Aye.
Mrs. Blair.
Aye.
Mr. Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Bojan.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Have a
for
wonderful
being
evening.